Welcome back to the Talking Hedge. I'm Josh Kincaid, and this is your cannabis business podcast. Pre-rolls or joints are still one of the number one items sold, and those pre-rolled or dude tubes, as they're called, they generate a lot of waste. And so there needs to be an opportunity where they're not considered an open container, where they can be brought to a facility and recycled. So until we can come up with a solution, we're all part of the problem. So this topic is going to become more and more important as countries like Canada roll out legalized options. They're implementing packages that may not be sustainable, like a 1 gram joint. Right now they have a 1 gram joint that has an excessive amount of packaging that's really unnecessary, not only to the customer, but to the environment as well. There's a lack of options when it comes to recycling those. A lot of states consider that to be an open container. And so there's an issue when it comes to not only being able to just throw it in your recycling bin, but then to actually have it be recyclable. And so there's a dichotomy between the producers and processors of these companies, the brands that want to have an experience, an Apple-like experience, where you pull out the product out of a box and then out of another box, and then finally you have your plastic doob tube. Difference is this isn't a software, or this isn't really something that you're going to keep for a while. This is something that you're literally going to burn and then throw away. And so the excessive amount of packaging is becoming more and more of a hot topic for people to talk about, to reduce the amount of packaging, reduce the amount of waste, and then pass on that savings to the consumer. Canada is at least offering half of a solution, which is to provide a place where people can bring back their packaging to be recycled. But until the manufacturers can figure out how to package with less packaging. So right now up in Canada, they can recycle the outer packaging and inner packaging, the tins, the joint tubes, plastic bottles, plastic caps, flexible plastic bags. More states are approving cannabis sales, and new waste processing solutions are coming online, but federal regulations still loom large. So how is the waste industry keeping up with an ever-growing cannabis stream? Today, most cannabis waste goes directly into landfills, but rising awareness around organic waste processing could start changing this approach. Congress recently approved the 2018 Farm Bill, which prompted a national conversation on hemp and its sister plant, cannabis. The bill permits expanded hemp cultivation and allows for expanded sales of hemp-derived products, the expected increase of which will introduce more organic materials into the waste stream. One group working to address these organic waste goals is the U.S. Composting Council. At their 2019 annual conference, the vendors and operators discussed the compostability of the organic waste stream. Processing cannabis residues, including stalks, stems, and root balls, produce a compost product similar to any other green waste. However, limited availability of accessible compost facilities generally force cannabis grow operators to combine the organics with other facility trash and landfill the mixture. While many of these areas are still evolving, one thing clearly won't change with regard to cannabis regulation. Somewhere right now, there's a state talking about legalization, updating rules and regulations, and preparing to issue licenses to cultivating facilities, processing operators, and dispensaries. All of this activity creates new opportunities for waste and recycling service providers to find ways to work within those complex systems. With Earth Day recently passing us by, it asks the question, is cannabis farming sustainable? Mass industrial agricultural practices are heavily debated. There's always theories and opinions about how cannabis production is more sustainable or how it should be used, including the various types of cultivating, whether it's indoors or outdoors, greenhouses or otherwise. Sustainability issues always come up, whether it's to increase water efficiencies, energy efficiencies, or pesticide-free growing options. Bottom line is cannabis cultivation consumes a massive amount of energy. And with that, we're going to wrap this one up. I'm Josh Kincaid. This is The Talking Hedge. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, or don't, and I'm out.